good. That's good. All right. Thanks for tuning in. This is another TA for late night weekend. Thanks for 800 people watching this one. Thanks for everyone to stop by. I'll be really quick today. I wanted to just go through what happened on Friday and also what I'll be expecting next Tuesday. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but because I think Tuesday, I think we could see a pop, and I want to explain why. And I know that fact that we are still haven't seen the the Form 4 filing from the new new director, right? The board members from the PSA, right? So there's a PSA guy joining recently, right? So I do think that it's very strategic that he didn't announce his purchase of GameStop shares. I completely believe RC, the way he make this chart algo. It's his, maybe it could be his vision, but also at the same time it's maybe his team, right? So I will just kind of go ahead and give you guys what I see. That doesn't mean that's gonna happen, so no financial advice. But I would like to kind of just walk you guys through what's going on in terms of the fractal. So I'll start with GameStop. I'm gonna jump into AMC. I'm gonna move on to Bitcoin a little bit just to show you what's the correlation when the GameStop squeeze happen. Bitcoin also could drop. There's also recent news from Thomas, some fluffy guy or something. He's CEO from what's the name of the company? Interactive Broker. He mentioned about how the leverage margin can be easily used in the crypto market, and then you got to be really careful about that. And then he was kind of warning people, right? Warning the investors, retail people, that it's very dangerous and something could hit, right? And then because I'm just a normal guy. I'm just doing this as a hobby. If I know this, there's a professional will know what's going to happen, what's going on as well. So I'm gonna dive into Bitcoin after this, and then finish the TA with the Siri. There has been some downside, but that really gives me a confirmation where the Siri is at, and then things kind of change. I realized things got a little delayed, but I still want to give you guys some updates on that. And then if I know there's a still small Siri community, but I do believe that Siri community will get bigger when it start to getting into more July, October, that kind of after summer next year. And I want to show you why. So yeah, let's start with the GameStop. So I'm just gonna close my face here so that you guys can focus on this fractal here and this indicator. So let's talk about what happened yesterday. Friday. So Friday, as you guys know, it's the option expiration day, right? So usually when around Thursday, Friday, they usually try to push the price down, and I can completely understand that. And then I like the fact that here I want to point out that I want to show you something that so this on the right side is 2021 January. Okay, I know there's a lot of hypes. I mean, not only hypes, but also there's a lot of tinfoil around this thing. And then I do think that there's a reason why. And RK mentioned about the recall. Larry Cheng talks about 24's his favorite show or something like that. I think there's a reason why they drop those kind of hints. Doesn't mean that it's gonna happen, but I think there's a purpose for it. But based on the tinfoil that we already knew, and when you look at the technical, and when you look at the fractals and indicators, and then you kind of combine all together, see where it's at. And then what's interesting is it seems like it's mimicking the January 2021 fractal right now. So when you look at what happened here, December, I think around mid-December is when RC bought second share, December 21st. So, and then this thing start to move up and then have a small pullback. But when you pay attention to this fractal again, look at what happened here. So it took about 24 days to create this fractal. Right now it took about 46 days, which is kind of approximately 2 times longer than 2021, which makes sense because the market has there's not much liquidity in the market, and then also the market cap is a lot bigger than before, so they need to accumulate more, right? So when you look at the fractal, this thing, this angle is like this because it was faster. Right now it's 2 times slower, so it's more stretched out version of this fractal. So this thing move up, push down this much, which is around here, January 5th, right? And what happened after that? Pop, right? Same thing, it popped, right? It creates similar shape, right? Pop and a little bit of pullback, right? And then what happened after the earning? Pop again, right? Which I think we're kind of going through this kind of phase, so this thing pop, it has a gap up, but it popped, right? Without gap up, we did that. So Friday pullback, it's very nicely that when I line up here, it did point out somewhere in Chewsday, innit, so I think we might see usually when there's a new directors or new board members announce some 4 or something, usually comes out after market close, right? So I think we could expect some sort of I don't know, maybe after market close on Monday, something could drop, right? I think potentially that could be the new directors, the net turnover guy, right? That's just my guess. I don't know. I'm not a insider. I have no fucking idea what's going on, but that's just my speculation, right? We had a drop from BBBY, plan admin response for Bed Bath Beyond and versus directors. I know it's not related to GameStop, but at least there's some sort of it clears out something, especially Bed Bath Beyond is also a basket stock, I believe. So something could impact short sellers, who knows. But anyway, so I just kind of wrote it down. So we got an earning pop pullback. I'm expecting to see a next move after this fractal is pushing, like just fly up to sky, okay? So that's I call it as a B phase. Where's my B? Okay, right there. So I call it, I'm just gonna maybe make it a little lighter. Okay, there you go. So I call it B phase after this. So we are going through this phase now. So I expect net turnover guy might file oh yeah, I bought some GameStop shares and we don't know how much, but that could potentially a catalyst to break out this triangle formation here. Okay, it's very similar to January 20. Oh wait, this one breakout happened on Tuesday as well. Oh, actually Wednesday. Yeah, okay, there you go. So we could see on Tuesday, in my opinion, this breakout happened on Wednesday. So I think we are somewhere here. There's a bit of a drop here, right? There's a push pull, there's a drop. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right? So we might see something like that on Tuesday or something. And then we also, everyone knows that December OPEX is this week, okay? It's December 20th, right? So I think they're gonna run this thing before December OPEX. And if this thing hit $40, right? Which what I have it here, very similar. I just fit it to this fractal here, the size. If this thing hit $40 by Wednesday, that means we are entering a B phase, the beginning of the B phase. And what happened after this? After this push, they just go ups and down, right? Let me just pull out the. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna copy and paste this one. So after this thing push, this will create some sort of a bull, a channel box or something. I forgot what it's called, like a bull flag or channel box, whatever. Yeah, bull flag or something. So this gonna create this kind of stuff, which I expected here as well when this thing popped to $40. And I think that's the something that we should pay attention next week if this thing hit $40, right? If this does really happen to hit $40, then it gives me better ideas what the next phase gonna be. Okay, so the next phase is, I call it, let's say, you know, as simple as C. Okay, so this is C phase. I'll call it C phase. Just my, you know, vocabulary right here. So I'm gonna call this one as a C phase. So this is B phase, pop, and then create a bull flag, and then another pop here before final squeeze here, right? So I'm gonna change this color to purple, just to match right here. Just 1 second. So I'm gonna okay, hold on. All right, there you go. So yeah, let me just bring C right there. All right, so I'm gonna call this one after B phase. I'm gonna call this as a C phase. Just keep it simple. So this thing pop up to, let's say, like 96 or $100. You know, like this can be a gamma skis or something. Maybe Rowan Kitty tweet again or something. You know, something could happen, right? And that's before January OPEX. So we got the December OPEX, which is coming this week, and there's gonna pop, which what happened here, Jan 17, right? Jan 13 it popped, and the OPEX at the time was Jan 15, I believe, right? Let me just pull it back here. So I got some calendar from January 2021. So this is the data I kind of have I've collected. So 2021 option expiration, Jan 15 was the OPEX date at the time, right? So when they had a pop, it popped on what? Before Jan OPEX, on the week of OPEX week, right? Jan 13, right? On the right there, Jan 13. So which means that they're gonna push this thing on the week of OPEX, right? So so I think that's very similar thing what we're gonna happen, but more stretched out version. So December OPEX, they're gonna it has to run. You know, if it doesn't, there's something wrong with this kind of stock. I mean, I'm it's not wrong, but I'm just saying. I mean, it has to. Sorry, it has to. Like, if it track all this thing and it doesn't pop by this week, there's something wrong with this thing. Okay, it has to. It must pop by 40% in my opinion if this is tracking perfectly, you know. That's if, right? So if we see that by $40 range by this Tuesday or Wednesday, I think we could see this thing here, and then, you know, that's the C phase. The final phase here, I call it just D phase, which is the final top. Okay, so that's a D phase. I'm gonna just clean this thing up here, a little messy. And this phase is, I'm just gonna call it D phase. Oh, let me just change the color. This is too red, maybe. You know what? Yeah, I'll just maybe try to lower the opacity down a little bit. Yeah, I just want to distinguish the color here, so I just want to have a different color. Anyway, so I called this one as a D phase. Okay, 1,000 people watching. What are you guys doing at night? Go to sleep. I'm just joking. So let's see. Okay, so I call this one as a D phase. Okay, so this one is the final one, right? So this one after the C phase, which will happen, I think, in near January OPEX here, pullback and final short squeeze happened, right? So that's this one happened after end of month, Jan 27, which might be similar to here, right? And then what we learned from recent filing from GameStop was they're not gonna do a dilution until the fiscal year end, right? And the fiscal year end is, I think, February 1st or end of January, which means that they're gonna run this thing and they're gonna do another dilution. I mean, if they don't do dilution, I mean that's kind of stupid, right? I mean it makes sense. Let's say if this thing pop like this, and if they don't do dilution, like that's kind of stupid. I mean it makes sense that they're gonna do dilution, and I think that they should, right? Because their vision, especially RC's vision, is to not only just run GameStop, but his vision is to create a what? Teddy, right? So in order to create Teddy, he need more money. He need more money to acquire companies, as you guys know, right? So there's a speculation. It doesn't mean that he's gonna do this one, but there's a speculation that RC's plan is to make a Teddy, and then there's a. I know there are people who went to Poti events, and it's amazing. You know, I'm really just jealous of you guys. I just couldn't make it. You know, I started a new job, so you know. But I was told that, and I saw the video that Poti mentioned about he's more excited about Teddy than GameStop, but he's also excited about GameStop as well. But he's very excited about Teddy. Why he say that, right? So I think this is what's gonna happen is the next Berkshire Hathaway, right? So I think I mean you guys probably know this one too, but I can pull this one out. What was the so this is Berkshire right here. So he start his company. So his company, I think his original company was not just what he is now, right? Not a holding company. He started as some sort of a textile company or something. He bought that one, right? He bought a textile company and changed his name, and start buying companies and acquire companies or invest in companies, and that's what he has, right? So he has a different sector, right? Insurance company, utility, energy, manufacturing, service, retailing, all this kind of stuff. And then even Berkshire Hathaway has the some sort of a furniture company here, Jordan's Furniture, Mattress Star, something like that. He has a company that there's a furniture mart. So he owns some of the companies that does sell furniture, which is kind of related to Bed Bath Beyond. And then it makes sense that if RC's plan is not only just doing GameStop stuff, but I think his vision is much more bigger than this, right? And that's Teddy. So so Chewy, he found Chewy. He has a GameStop, right? There's a lot of tinfoil from Atari, Blockbuster, all that stuff, but I'm not gonna talk about it now. I don't have a lot of information yet, but yeah, they drop a lot of tinfoil. I think Atari dropped some butterfly, which kind of symbolizes maybe DK Butterfly from Bed Bath Beyond. Sears, Julili, or recently, not recently, but I think in March early this year, got acquired by Overstock, now become Beyond. It's very interesting. And Julili was founded. I think this one was founded or started by Art's mentor or something. It's very interesting. Also, Overstock owns T0. GameStop talks about digital security or digital assets. BBY also talks about digital assets as well. I don't know. It's very interesting. Nordstrom. Mark Schritton got into Nordstrom, and then RC. I think there's a filing where there was a filing where if RC owns 20%, the Nordstrom the board member will accept the merger. So if the this is from 2023, by the way, Nordstrom proxy here, right? So what it says is if RC Venture acquired 19%, basically 20% of the outstanding shares, the Nordstrom family will support the merger of the company, right? So I think something could happen with those fashion retail sector, Nordstrom. Rite Aid recently got out from Chapter 11, right? And Chewy, We all know this kind of stuff. Toy R Us, all that stuff, you know. Bye bye baby, yeah. So BBVY, I do think that will return. A lot of people will speculate, but we don't know yet. But I do think that it will come in between February between February to June, and I'll explain why. I mean, it's a possibility, but there's a couple of phase where I think Bad Bath Beyond will return, because I track Nvidia, and then when I track Nvidia, between February and June is when Nvidia like just melt down like an ice cream. And I think there's a reason why. I think Nvidia is kind of start to get. This is all like 2027 kind of fractal, and I've been kind of tracking this one. It's kind of slow, but yeah. Anyway, this thing start to break this line here. If this thing fall, I want to see this confirmation that by December 27. I want to see if this will pull down to $100, right? Basically 20% downside. I want to see that. If this thing happened, that's my first confirmation. And then when the GameStop's AMC squeeze by end of Jan, Nvidia pump up together. Maybe they're creating liquidity, you know, as a last time. And by February, by Feb 4th or 6th, this Nvidia tank like crazy. And I was wondering why. What makes Nvidia could tank 60% after GameStop AMC finish? The only thing that could melt down Nvidia, I think, in my opinion, is when Bad Bath Beyond return. You know, because there's a lot of shorts to cover, right? So I don't know. So I mean, you know, just my speculation based on Nvidia. Something could happen here in between February and April after GameStop AMC squeeze, and I think potentially after GameStop squeeze by end of Jan, they could also announce share offering, right? And also they could also announce some sort of a merger acquisition, right? If nothing happened here between February and April, then next phase will be this phase, which is July, August. If nothing happened, if BBY still doesn't come up by then, there's one last phase, is this phase, October or end of September till December. That's the final phase. So there's a three. I think there's a three opportunities that I think Bad Bath Beyond could come out. Either this thing, something could happen, right? That will trigger the market crash, right? And that's the final bottom. And I think Nvidia will hit $12. I don't know. Maybe it will come down less, or I don't know. But that's just based on the fractals. And there's, when you look at the gap, all this gap are left here, 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 and I think all this gap could be filled during this kind of meltdown. When you look at what happened before, not all the gaps were filled, but when you look at what happened here, this gap were filled, some gap weren't filled, but yeah, that's how I see it. But look, let's see what happened, right? So that's Nvidia. So but anyway, let's move on. Let's come back to GameStop. So yeah, just to wrap up GameStop, by next Tuesday, we could see some sort of announcement from filing from new directors, new executives, Nat Turner or something guy, and then he could, you know, drop some like filings that, oh yeah, I own GameStop now, and then this thing push to $40. And if that happened, go ups and down by before Gen OPEX, and then pop again by Gen OPEX, and then drop, and then by end of Gen, final short squeeze happen. Maybe around this time, maybe Roaring Kitty tweet again. Maybe this thing could be much more explosive. But based on the fractal here, the size, I do think that this thing can go up to a maximum couple $100. You know, 185 or something like that. And then dilution, share offering happen after that, right? So it makes sense, right? So that's GameStop. So let's take a look at AMC. I know AMC community has been really Um, I mean, it's tough. It's very tough. I mean, it's the way market makers kind of use this AMC. You know, I don't know. It's just crime, but also it's just the way they use is very bad. I mean, it's just very nasty, right? But I want to show you something. It looks like if GameStop pop, AMC will pop, right? So let's say if GameStop pop up to maybe like 47% or 40% level or something like that, right? AMC will also move up, right? So if you add it, and then it looks like the fractal wise, I find something that is very interesting. This is 6 hours, by the way. This is 4 hour. I mean, it's kind of similar, but anyway. I found something interesting that this is right before May run. Okay. Hold on. Let me turn this one to just line. Just keep it simple. Just make you can easily read this one. Oh man, I'm gonna change color. So yeah, the market maker, as you guys know, they're just really using AMC to suppress the GameStop or other meme basket stock, right? That's kind of what we know, right, in the community, and it does seem like it. But when GameStop pop, one of those basket stock pop, things will break, right? And the AMC will pop too, right? That's what we understand. So I took a look at what happened in May again, right? Because they're kind of abusing this. It's kind of fucked up, but that's what they do, they're just using this as a collateral. They don't care if this thing, what happened, because all they need to do is they need to suppress this price, of GameStop or other basket stock. They don't care if AMC does this and that. But the cool thing is, if something breaks, AMC will break, right? That's fact. That's the fact. We saw that in January. We saw that in May, right? There's the evidence for it, right? And then we know the fact that GameStop will, run again, and AMC will pop again, right? Doesn't matter, what the fundamentals are. This thing is completely just fraud, right? They just abuse this stock. They just use this as a collateral, derivatives, fuck around with it. When things pop, they just cover. That it's kind of instrument of what they're kind of doing, right? So if you look at that way, this thing will pop big too, in my opinion. So let's take a look at here. So when you look, so I just kept things simple here, so to you guys can read it better. So I'm gonna so when you look at this, what happened here? This is a May run. This is April, by the way. It just go ups and down like crazy volatility, go ups and down. But when you take a look at this one, I'll just use the brush to explain this one here. I'm just gonna do let me boop this one here. So this thing from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, right? You see that? This one clearly shows that 1, 2, 3. Okay? You see that? So that create the A box, right? Box A. Okay? So now let's move on to B phase now. B box B. So what happened to box B? Box B is just simple as this one. Just like double top, sharp pullback, right? What happened to B box here? Box B here, 1, 2, sharp pullback, right? Kind of similar fractal in my opinion. And when you look at what happened here, it showed long signal up here, long, short, this one short, long again, long signal up here, and soon after that, short signal up here, and just push the stock price down. What happened here after short signal up here? Push the stock price down. Okay, very similar fractal, right? It's kind of stupid, but they're just kind of abusing this. What can you say, right? That's how they, decide to do it. How can we change that, right? That's the AMC is just, we have to admit that AMC is just kind of their instrument to abuse basket stock. Hold on. So I'm just gonna show you how long it take here from the bottom to create this. 27 days, 67 days. Yeah. So there you go. It's just taking way longer. And we know the fact that AMC announced a dilution, right? With the share offering with the Goldman Sachs. They said it's kind of special thing, whatever. But I think it's kind of a little, I don't know, little BS. But I mean, that's what they do. They did the same thing in December. They did the same thing in November. They did share offering, and then short squeeze happened in January 2021. Why would they do the same thing before run, right? Because they know they need liquidity. They need shares, right? They cannot find shares. They need shares, right? So anyway, so I do think that that's what they create, and then when GameStop pop, this thing will pop, right? I don't know how much it'll pop, but it will pop. I'm expecting this one. I don't think this one go up like just like one pop and done, because I don't think this will happen. Like this thing pop like $36 or $40 and done. I don't think that will happen. It's more likely, I think, similar to what happened to January, right? Because the same thing as GameStop, right? If GameStop is about to pop to B phase, same thing happened. AMC, this is a January fractal. So they create this one, and this thing pop, right? Straight up. Okay, so I come up with this fractal here. Where's my fractal? Okay. So this thing, rather than just pop like that, I think they're gonna pop small, in my opinion. And then this thing will pop around $7 or something, $7-8. Like 40%, something like that, or maybe more than 40%. I don't know. So something will pop. Like how basically they're gonna follow GameStop, right? GameStop pop here by Chewsday, right? B phase, same B phase, okay. And then this thing pop, AMC pop too, okay. So we wanna see that as a confirmation. Let's see if GameStop pop by $40 or something like that. AMC pop to like $7 or $8 or something like that. If we see that, then we know, okay, things are coming, right? And what happened after that? What happened after that? So let's take a look. Oh shit. So after that, create a bull flag. Not bull flag, I don't know, some sort of like a triangle formation, bull flag, whatever. So they create this kind of stuff in Jan, right? Oh, hold on, I don't have to show this one, but I'll show you anyway. Okay, you know what? Yeah, this is January. So it's the same kind of scenario here. They create this A, and we're here. We're still A. They're accumulating, but they're doing this as a kind of April-May run type of style. But we're here, and this thing just push up. So I'm expecting AMC be like, we complete dilution, or something like that, right? And then this thing like push upside, right? So I think they're gonna match with GameStop. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna do later or something. I don't know. So anyway, GameStop pop, AMC pop, right? What happened after that? We still have a C phase by Gen OPEX, right? So pop again after going through this kind of bull channel box. AMC also go channel box, and by Gen OPEX another pop, right? Same thing. Same thing happened here. So it has a 1 phase, 2 phase, 3 phase, and 4 phase. This is how it creates squeeze fractal, in my opinion, right? So we are still here. We're still in the final. We're still end of an 8 phase. We have to still go through this BCD, right? Still So still some time there right, left, you know. So I want to see this. I want to see that today. Sorry, not today. Sorry. This coming week, Tuesday or Wednesday before OPEX. I want to see that. I really need to see that. If that doesn't happen, I have no fucking idea what's gonna happen. Okay. So I want to see that, and then after that, C phase. Okay, C phase. A, B, C phase. This thing pop, right? GameStop, C phase. A, B, C phase. By Gen OPEX. That's how that's what I'm thinking. Okay, by Gen OPEX, maybe this thing pop. It's very similar, setup here. Okay, and after that, what happened? Final squeeze phase, D phase, boom, right? So, yeah, it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna have a like different fractal, but it has the same body structure, right? Same format, and we are at the end of eighth now. Now we are entering the B phase. If AMC go into B phase together, I want to see AMC go up to $7. Okay, if this doesn't happen, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Okay, and then I want to see this after that C phase going to $14 or something like that, and after that some pullback, final squeeze, and I don't know how much this will go. A lot of people laughed at AMC. They're gonna shut their mouth, I think, when they see AMC squeeze, and then people will be like, "What the fuck," you know, because they know, like that they have, like, when you look at just the chart, this doesn't show up into their brain. Like, they can see this, right? Only I'm more creative guy, right? I'm a designer. I'm a AD. I'm art director, right? So I'm more like a N type of guy, creative guy. I'm more creative mind guy. So I can see a vision in my head, right? Some people, who are, more realistic kind of guy, they can see vision, but that's how they're born with, right? Like, it's just people are different, But I could see it, right? I could see this thing happen, but doesn't mean that we're gonna move like that. But I'm just saying, there's a possibility, I'm just kind of showing you that. That's it. But it just seems like we might repeat about another January squeeze, and if this thing happen, I mean, people will freak out. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this stock? But people will be like, oh yeah, we know this thing coming, but we just don't know when. So I have no idea how much AMC will go, but there's a $86 gap, and there's a $200 gap. This is a hidden gap. If this thing pop, I want to see if this go to $85, but I don't know how much it'll go. I personally I have no idea, but something could trigger here. Okay, but before we talk about this whole thing, I want to see this thing pop up to $7 by next week, and I want to see GameStop go up to $40 by next week. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, if that doesn't happen by next week, December OPEX, yeah, I have to retract this whole thing again. Okay, all right, let's talk about Bitcoin for now. So Bitcoin is up 1% today. People seem very excited about it. Yeah, sure, but like what Peter, the interactive brokers, the chairman, mentioned. Yeah, it's very dangerous, and I completely agree with that, and there's a reason why he mentioned about that. Okay, I want to show you this one. If you guys haven't looked at this one yet, I'll show you this one.
A downturn is a very big risk because margin balances have been growing very, very quickly, and especially if you take a thing like Bitcoin. I mean, if margins on Bitcoin futures, for example, charged by the CME are extremely low. So I am very worried that people overextend themselves. A sudden hit comes into the market and Bitcoin falls, say, 30, 40, 50% from one day to the next. There'll be many bankruptcies. The clearinghouse will be unable to pick up the pieces. and it basically will, or the bad debt will be transferred to the clearing members. So this is a difficult situation if it happens. Now, the probability is not very high that it will happen, but it certainly could happen. So I wish that everybody please pay attention to these situations and try to take preventive measures and do not extend margins so easily.
So what he basically talks about is that yeah, its margin leverage is really easy to use on the crypto market, and then yeah, he knows that the markets are kind of hot now, right? So he's saying you gotta be careful, and then I think there's a reason why he said this, right? He doesn't want to show up. I mean, I like this guy because he's very honest. I think he's one of the guy that speak the truth about the 2021 the January squeeze. He talks about how the market could have actually collapsed because of the GameStops and the whole meme basket stock squeeze. And he's one of the guy when the everyone talks shit about the the meme stock. He was the only guy said yeah, this can break the market. It's not just the GameStop only. It's just because of the the short sellers, illegal short selling, naked shorts, they didn't, I mean, yeah, they didn't cover properly, like it's like there's whole markets are, basically like fraud. So when things pop, things are kind of start to breaking, So I like this guy. So when you look at Bitcoin now, Bitcoin is like, trying to pump it up here by December OPEX, which I have it here. We have a FOMC coming up this Wednesday as well. So there's also some sort of a, something getting spicy. People are kind of, using margin, like what he said, like they want to, they think it's bull market, they think it's going to pump it up like crazy. But yeah, I personally think that because I track meme basket stock, I think something's going to break here. And that's because of GameStop and AMC, this whole basket stock, right? They have been the short seller, illegal market makers, illegal short sellers, and whatever they do with this market, it seems like it's like a cycle here, right? So if this thing pop up to I think people will talk about, oh yeah, Bitcoin break the all-time high by December OPEX, and people are like, wow, that's crazy, you gotta buy. And after that, this thing starts to crash, right? And then they say, oh, okay, maybe it's pulled back enough, right? By January, oh yeah, it's New Year, oh yeah, I think it pulled back enough, buy, yeah, let's go. It's just crashed like that, and then this goes down to 75k or 76k, 77k level, and people are like, wow, shit, I lost all my money, who are leveraged on crypto, right? So anyway, so something could trigger like that, pullback happened, and then this thing happened by end of January, which what we assume that's when GameStop AMC squeeze. What happened before in 2021 January here, when there was a bull cycle here, it was pumping up, and then by January 2021, and exactly on the same spot when GameStop AMC top off on January 27 due to the buy button removal, yeah, it just dropped exactly here, and after that buy button removal is complete, then this thing pop again, So yeah, there's definitely some sort of a correlation here. I don't know why, but it seems it's like they're market makers or a hedge fund. They grab the liquidity, or they just liquidate their assets from crypto, and then maybe use them to cover their short positions in the GameStop AMC basket stock, right? That's what it seems like. So I do think there is something similar happen here before this thing actually starts the bull cycle. Okay, that's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. Let's move on to Siri, and I'm gonna finish off with the Nvidia before I wrap up. Okay, so Siri, I've been tracking this one for a bit. This thing start to pushing down, and then I have to adjust the fractal because I thought it was here. Okay, I thought it was here, like that. Maybe it could be here, but what if it's not, right? And then I have to kind of look at it more carefully, just to make sure if this is correct. At the time, it popped up back again, right, really fast. So I want to see that confirmation. If that happened, then maybe this could be it. But if not, this will drag it a little longer, right? So let me show you something here, okay? So based on what happened, last 3 days or few days, how Siri was reacting, I do think that maybe it could be potentially like that, right? Maybe it's just, maybe more dragged out version of this one. There's a time where like it creates kind of M shape here, right? Let me show you here. So after hit the bottom, it kind of create a M shape, okay? I think it's making something like that. So based on the fractal, the last run, yeah, it hit right there, right? So I want to see, yeah, if this thing pop here back to 26 level. And I know there's a small Siri community, but there are people who bought a lot of gen calls, I think. And then, yeah, just saying, just be careful. If this thing pop, yeah, I mean, yeah, you do you, but I don't know. I mean, Siri is not a basket stock, as you guys know, right? This thing won't move when GameStop AMC move. This is completely like not basket stock. So, if this fractal is correct, this could potentially come up to a 26 level one more time, okay, like this, before one more pullback by end of January. And I think that it could make sense because Bitcoin will drop, right? Crypto will get liquidated, around that time if GameStop AMC like squeeze. So as Siri, it seems like, by end of January, it seems like it will hit this kind of final bottom level, right? So I'm just letting you know, okay? This is just a one scenario, but this could happen, right? It could make sense. So yeah, so by end of Jan, hit the bottom, start to pushing back up, right? And then by February 20th, maybe hit like this level, and they left a gap here, right? They left a gap here. So this gap will have to fill, right? And I think that's when the February comes, February 20th. I think Feb 20th is OPEX, isn't it? Right? So maybe something like that. And then maybe pullback, they do maybe this kind of stuff until they hit this level. By April, they don't have an April option yet, and I think that's kind of odd, right? It's kind of suspicious, but I think there's reason why. I think they're trying to calculate maybe this thing, or maybe they want to open it later. But by at least April 1st, Ethereum seems like it could come up to $30 level. Maybe pullback. Maybe by mid-May they try another one, double top like this. So it seems like they're doing similar thing, like repeating same cycle here. M shape, another bigger M shape. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Like a roaring kitty kind of cat face, okay? So they could do this kind of stuff. And then this thing start to squeeze, okay? So by June, based on this fractal, by June 13, this will be the final bottom, and then start to fly. This is July, August, October, final squeeze by November 20th or 24th or something. So I think I know there's options in 2026. I think I'll jump into I'll be watching Siri. I don't have a position now, but I'm tracking this. I had some positions here, so I took some profits here and there, but I was doing with a small money. But once I see this confirmation, I want to go yeah, I want to buy some heavy options once I see this kind of confirmation. I want to see this confirmation. If this thing happen, maybe buy some here, things like that, so I think this kind of accumulation phase is still there's accumulation phase is still ongoing, and then once I see this two cat faces, so it's cat phase 1, cat phase 2, I think that will be the final bottom, and then I want to see if this actually happens in June, and maybe I could go heavy on this one, and then ride all the way here by November. So let's take a look at the Siri call. So based on the fractal, I wanna sell here. I don't wanna sell here, right? I mean, people talks about the options are gambling, but once you know, I could lose a lot of money, and I actually lost money too, right? But I think before you buy options, I think it's important to do some technicals, right? So based on this technical, based on this fractal, if it doesn't mean that it's gonna go this way, but if it does go this way, let's say if it does repeat the same last run cycle, this thing could top off by mid or end of November. That means 2026 January options are pretty good, right? I think maybe. So I want to see by end of January, after AMC GameStop squeeze, I want to see if Siri hit the bottom like that. Maybe I buy this one. It's very safe, I think, right? It's better to buy like maybe a long dated call rather than short one. I mean, it depends, right? It depends, right? Last time I want to try Siri because I want to see how much I could gain, but I bought it from here. I track all this. I bought it from the bottom. I ride it all the way down top. It went up only 20% in the stock, but the option went up almost 700%. So I realized Siri, you can make a lot of money. I think. I don't know why. I don't know why some stocks are like has a less premium and it's cheap. I don't know how it's all calculated, but I just tested with a small amount of money with Siri. If Siri went up 20% and then the option chain went up like 5x, there's something with Siri, right? There's definitely, and if this thing pop like this to fill this gap at $100, if this thing pop, like if the stock can move like 500%, imagine how much the option chain could be, right? So when I think about that, I'm like, wow, you can make a lot of money from here. I mean, it's one of the opportunity, but that doesn't mean that it will happen. I'm just saying that, if it does track the last run, right, which was this run, this could speed up. I mean, I'm just saying things could speed up by maybe RK tweet about this after GameStop AMC run, maybe something could maybe the algo can change, algo can speed up and make run faster, who knows, right? But just to be safe, that we don't want to lose money, right? So so I thought maybe June 26th is pretty good one, but anyway, so maybe, who knows? Right now maybe they're doing this one. Where are we? We are kind of doing maybe this one or something. This part, that's why I break down two parts, right? One is this one, the second one is this one, because it seems like it just, the speed is very slow. So I have to separate this one to look at it better. Like right now, when you look at this one, the way make this one, like the way I have it here in the green box, is just this one. Okay, I'll just keep this one as the same color, right? And this one is this one. So this one is still here. Like, it's so slow. I don't know why it's so slow, but it's just taking so long. So we might be somewhere here, like here or something, you know. So at that time it was a lot faster, but this seems like it's creating a much bigger run. That's why they need to accumulate more. They need more time, you know. I have no idea, but something's cooking here. So yeah, I'm watching Siri, and then I want to see by end of Jan how things move. You know, I think I think Siri, can be can make a lot of money. I mean, yeah, I think by option, even stock too. I mean, 500% gain is not, it's not small. It's a lot. So yeah, so look at let's take a look at the time frame here. Yeah, this one took 56 days. 56 days to create this green box. In this one, this year, it took 12 days, which is exactly like almost 2 times longer than this one, right? So this one after that took about 72 days. If you times 2, that will be like something around 140 days. That's February. So I don't know if they're gonna speed up, but yeah, it seems like they're kind of slow right now. So we'll see. So that's Siri. I'm gonna start. Yeah, it's right here. So yeah, it's still like right there. Yeah, when you look at the RSI, it's like they create this M shape. The RSI level is like right here, somewhere here. Yeah, it's like May. It's like right there. It's like still there. It's like you still have to go through all this. It's gonna take some time unless Argo speed up. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it. But I'm gonna finish with Nvidia. So like I showed you before, I think market, S&P has been moved up so much, especially Nvidia. I think Nvidia, I showed you before with the 2017 2007, the MACD is clearly going down right now. It's showing divergence. When the MACD was highest points, and then this one, the stock price, this one is going down, which means that that's kind of showing the divergence. That shows exactly 207. So it's going down, right? The CEOs are selling, execs are selling, So yeah, I think very similar to 207. So if this thing dropped this level, $100 level by end of December, which is very close. This will, once I see this one, yeah, that will give me confirmation, like very good confirmation that yes, Nvidia is tracking 207. If I see this pop up to this level again, to $131 level by early February, I'll be like, okay, this is good. And maybe I want to short this one, who knows, right? By February to April, maybe this thing tanked like crazy. So 50-60%. I have no idea how much it will go down, but based on the last fractal, that's what it seems like. So let's see. So I know Bed Bath Beyond shareholders are waiting for their new shares, equities, all that stuff. When is the final hearing? I think, isn't it January or something? I don't know if anyone knows, but so yeah, I think something could drop by February, between February and April, when the Nvidia meltdown like ice cream. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, but that's what it seems like. Showing me here, pop up, not move up again this level, and then melt down again. So yeah, this thing going into a whole bear cycle. But the reverse side of it is the crypto market will pump. So it looks like they kind of pumped this S&P, especially Nvidia, for a reason. Even Meta, I think, maybe go down. Like this whole big tech stock pump up earlier for a reason, I think, because of the they want to use this one to cover their short positions, in these small mid cap or especially meme stocks, or maybe yeah, I don't know. This whole cycle is just very interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in this Saturday night. Yeah, let's see what's gonna happen on Tuesday. And I'm gonna give you guys some updates on Monday if I see something. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and then I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good night.